Hello, everybody, and welcome to the TARDIS Zone live on this Saturday. Sorry I'm a bit late. As some of you might know, my mother was taken into hospital yesterday. We still don't know anything. News is very scarce. But what I do know is last night she did get in touch with one family member. So she seems to be talking anyway. Yeah, it's the fact that she's in hospital, and especially during this pandemic, so you can imagine what it's like. It's like I'd rather she was out of there and not fecking in there, but I know that being in there, whatever's wrong with her, they'll find out what's wrong with her. Also, I just want to say this because it has been pissing me off, but one he's decided to text me on Twitter the other day, and because I didn't answer back, he's decided to go on a big mad rant at me, not realizing that the reason why I didn't obviously answer was because my mother was sick. Now, you've unsubbed yourself from everything and you've left and stuff, but I'd like you to come back and apologise because I think you were bang out of order. Also, to Channel Pup and all you other YouTubers out there, it says that you're willing to debate me in a DM. That's not going to happen. I've already said it already. If a debate is going to happen, it's going to happen live on YouTube. This is a place you're not going to be able to run. Okay, if you're going to be facing me or facing whoever the YouTubers that agree to come on with me on this stream, and then whoever decides on your side to come on, will be debating us live on air. There will be no hiding from this. All right, we've nothing to hide. So you said the ball is in my court. The ball isn't in my court. The ball is in your court. We have told you that we're setting up this stream. So you either want to do it, right? Or if you don't want to do it, stop tagging us in stuff and shut the fuck up. Because we're done now. So if you don't want to debate us live on the air, so all the fans on both sides can see, because I believe that this needs to happen. I believe Rabbi and myself have been very lucky. We've spoke to a couple of Jodie Whittaker supporters that have been willing to listen to a certain extent. Now, I thought I got somewhere with a guy called William Who. Now, for any of you, most of you will be familiar with him because on Facebook, a lot of you put his bleeding posts up on the groups because you are always saying, oh, look what this fool is saying. Well, we started off the night having an argument, yeah? And then we ended up then trying to organise this stream together. Now, I woke up the next day and all the tweets that he'd put up, he removed. So I know for a fact that one of you guys on the other side got to him and said it to him. Because you don't want to come on, because you know we'll make a show with you, or show you. Because the difference is we throw facts at you, whereas you will throw all the shit that the newspaper and all these other idiots have been making up how all this fits into canon and stuff like that. You won't debate us on anything, right? And this is not a debate about, oh, you said this about me and you said that about me, right? It's not about that, right? I don't care if you've slagged me off in the past, right? I want you to come on and debate Doctor Who. That's what the debate is about. It's about all the things that we have a problem with versus all the things that you don't have a problem with. Then we could sit down then and actually discuss it like fucking adults, like you said, discuss it like adults, but it's not happening in no DMs, right? It's happening live. It's happening on my channel, and that's the way it's going. So the ball is in your court, Channel Pup. And Mr. TARDIS reviews, the offer goes to you as well. Ace Creeper, I heard, is interested, but only if Gary from Neurotics agrees to do it. I can't guarantee that, but I'm pretty sure if I said it to the lads, they'd take it into consideration. But right now, they're very busy. But I want this stream to happen. So if any Jodie Whittaker supporter is listening to this video right now, right, we're 4 minutes in, we're gonna end this conversation now. All I'll just say is leave a comment in the videos, text me on Twitter, text me on YouTube, right? You have no excuse, right? We want this to happen. So Mr. TARDIS reviews, Channel Pup, Dr. Freedom, Ace Creeper, all you guys that have been bashing fans like us, right? And saying that we're wrong about this era. Well, this is our opportunity now to come on live on a stream and to can tell you now, I won't put up with any bullshit myself, right? If anybody from both sides engages in any crap on my stream, they'll be removed, right? This stream, I wanted to go well. I know that things are going to get heated. That is fine. But if any insults or any of that stuff starts happening, you'll be removed. This is an opportunity for both sides of the fandom to actually see us as a group of YouTubers interact with each other. Right? Now, they don't want to see us go to war each other. It's not going to look good. Right? So yous have our beliefs and we have our beliefs. So why not come on? Let's see if we can find some common ground. Let's see, do we actually agree on stuff? Because I'll bring Rabbi into it before we finish up, right? But Rabbi will tell you this. When we actually sit down one-to-one with a Jodie Whittaker supporter, there does seem to be a lot of common ground. And that's the thing that puzzles me. There is a lot of common ground. A lot of you do disagree with, a lot of you do agree with the stuff that we do say. It's just you don't like your delivery of it, which I don't give a shit if you don't like the delivery. Listen for a minute, right? We're in a culture war right now, yeah? Right now we're seeing the madness of them putting warnings or disclaimers on movies, right? They're going to do it with Doctor Who as well, right? They've already done it with one episode. They're going to, this madness, it's getting out of control. Right, let's, because we're not here for that anyway. But yeah, so no news on me mum as yet. So I suppose, as they say in Ireland, no news is good news. And I hope that is the case. But the fact that she's in that bleeding hospital, man, nobody likes the hospital that she's in. Any family members went to that hospital, they haven't come out alive. So, yeah. Right, let's get on our guest. And it's a rabbi from another planet. How are you? And just to let you know, it is just me and Rabbi.
Oh, just the two of us?
It's just me and Rabbi this week, by the way. Yeah, Bolshevik texted me 2 days ago. He got called into work. So, but he will be here next week. He said he will be here next week. Problem being, my mum is in hospital. My mum collapsed in work the other day. They suspect it could be a mild stroke, but they don't. But as I said, we haven't heard that since, because once she's gone into hospital, information, because of this current pandemic that we're in, information is very, very fucking non-existent, let's just say. So I don't know what the crap is happening. I'm relying on my wife because she's talking to my sisters. So any information that she's getting, obviously she's passing it on to me. But we just don't know how good or bad it is. But the last time I was told she really isn't well. So I just have to wait and see. I like yous, I don't know what's going on. And I was debating. Look, I only got up when I literally, Cheryl woke me about half an hour ago just to say, "Are you doing your?" Because she knew, like, you know, she didn't want to disturb me, but she wanted to see if I wanted to, and I wanted to do something because I'd be sitting here on like I was last night, just fucking thing. I couldn't even sleep. I was
the best thing in these situations is just do something to take your mind off it. It really, there's nothing else you can do. There's nothing you can do.
Yeah. Now, tomorrow is actually a special watch along, by the way. So tomorrow's watch along is very special. And I forgot to say this actually. It's my birthday tomorrow.
Yeah.
So I'll be doing watch along on my birthday. So I'll be sharing my birthday witches tomorrow. And to be honest with you, you know, Cheryl always goes out on my birthday and does something nice. She's really good, actually, when it comes to my birthday. But it'll be nice to share with all yous and Teddy and Cheryl, and we can watch New Earth together. It'll be good. So yeah, I have to say it's been a rough 2 years for this family. We found a cousin. Two cousins and an uncle, and then my cousin just recently, so that's 3 cousins and an uncle, and now my mum is in hospital, and yeah, and it's only been 2 weeks since we buried my cousins. A week, 2 weeks. See, I can't. A week. No, wow. 2 weeks. Yeah, 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Yeah, 2 weeks since we buried me cousin.
We lost track of time.
I know. I've lost track of all reality. Seriously.
Yeah, listen, you lose track of time at the best of way, when with this lockdown. But
all I would say to 2020 is fuck off now, will you?
Who knows what's next? Who knows what's
no,
next?
At this stage, if we were at threat of nuclear war, I'd be all right with that. To be quite honest with you, now at this stage, nothing surprises me.
It will calm things down.
Right, let's get down to business, right? Because there is Doctor Who news to talk about, but I'm not going to talk about until tomorrow's show because we deal with New Who anyway, so we might as well talk about it tomorrow. But there is a brief few things that I do want to talk about, especially Jodie Whittaker's little interview with James Corden.
Oh, my God.
I've forgotten that. It's just with all the shit that was going on, because I do have, I want to do a video on that one. Sure. It's a bit ridiculous, the crap that can over.
It's just pure gold, isn't it?
She's just, listen, this is what we were trying to say to your man that was giving me and rabbi shit, right? The woman won't say nothing for ages, and then when she comes out, when she does open her mouth, something stupid comes out of her mouth. So I've always said it, if she comes out with something stupid, every time she does an interview, I'm going to jump on it. And I'm going to jump on this one. So if you're listening, even though you're a bit of a homophobe, but if you're listening, watch out for that video. That was disgusting, by the way, what he was doing on your stream the other morning.
Oh my God, he's such
and you know what? I will say one thing. You were ignoring it, rightly so. You were ignoring it. And I thought, can Rabbi actually hear what he's saying? I don't think Rabbi can hear. So that's why I start writing it up in the chat. He's calling you, he's calling us both bleeding. Yeah, he tried to say me and Rabbi are in a relationship.
That was so NPC, right? He had no control over that.
No, he didn't.
He didn't know what to do. Somebody said he might be.
I'll give it to him. He's the only one, though. He's the only one that has agreed to come on. I just wish he had used the opportunity to actually fight his side of the case, but he didn't. He resorted especially when you show. Do you know what? The best part of that video, there was two parts that were the best. The one part where you went on the big massive rant and I thought you were going to take a heart attack. I was actually screaming at the screen, calm down, and then my second favorite part, though, and this was my second favorite part, it was the part where you were showing them the ratings, and then all of a sudden it was like quiet.
Yeah. And he said they're made up. Yeah.
And then he tried to say that the official, and this is how deluded they are, the official BBC numbers are wrong. They're fake. BBC.
Why would they do that?
Exactly, makes no sense. And if they were to fake the numbers, they'd fake them up. Listen, if they were to fake the numbers, they'd fake them up, not down.
Exactly.
Right, so we're here. So, listen, me and Rabbi will discuss that a bit more. Listen, we'll discuss the rest of the Doctor Who news that we have to discuss tomorrow, but we're here for Remembrance, and I want to kind of keep it.
Right.
Last week we did go on an hour and a half rant before we actually even started. So, Garbage is giving me, I don't know why. Oh, okay, I'll do that. Yeah, that'll be no problem. I'll get him on. Just let him know, yeah? Garbage with a £5 super chat says, happy birthday for tomorrow, my friend. Best wishes for your mum. If you don't want to stream, we will all understand. Listen, as long as I don't hear any bad news, I'm fine. She is my mum, of course, I'm worried. But she is in the bed. Well, I wouldn't say that hospital's the best place, but she is in hospital. They did test her for COVID because that's the protocol now. So they have her in isolation. So I think the protocol is this: they test her for COVID, they see if she has COVID, they put her in isolation anyway first. Then they make sure to see if she doesn't have COVID or not, and then they'll try find out what the feck is wrong with her.
Yeah, I just got my COVID test back.
Yeah, negative.
Negative, but I've been in isolation for the last week. I got to carry on till I think Tuesday. I think.
Yeah. So Cheryl's just telling me there it was possibly a stroke. So it
It's very like,
she was able to get her. See, here was the thing. They rang an ambulance, right? Here's the weird story, right? They rang an ambulance because it happened when she was in work. She rang her sister. Do you want me? They rang an ambulance. No, it doesn't matter. I'll just tell her the way I want to tell her. Rang an ambulance anyway. They went to check her out, and they says that her vitals were basically, they weren't concerned, and they sent her home.
Okay.
Right? So she goes home. She's full of sick, apparently, my sister saying. So my sister had to, wash her down and put her to bed. And then the next day, then I'm told, then when I wake up, your mum is in hospital. So she obviously got taken in because the doctor showed up. Oh, yeah, the doctor. They got a doctor in, and the doctor said, listen, you have to take her to hospital. She shouldn't, basically, he said, like, they should have took her to the hospital. Why didn't they take her to the hospital? So, my mum could have suffered a stroke and they sent her fucking home. So you can imagine that if it is a stroke, I'm going to be very fucking angry. So I'm trying to keep
it sounds pretty brutal. That's what it was.
Okay, yeah, that's no problem. Right, do I have their emails though? I know I have problem beings. Right, 2 people want to join us. We might as well.
So I'll tell you what, no, why don't you go ahead and deal with the technical stuff? I'll talk about my remembrance of remembrance. I'll give you a few minutes to have some breathing room. Sound good?
Go ahead, you go ahead. I'm just going.
Fine. So this story, it came out in '88. I was 17. So I just stopped being like a young fanboy and start getting into drugs.
Weird. Exactly. Weed and girls.
Weed and girls. And yet still, I giddily waited all day for this episode to come on because Doctor Who had been in a bad place for a few years at this point. Doctor Who had we really saw the quality of it just bottom out, very much like we are right now. Right? Imagine if we were right now and we all hope had really been lost. Like Sylvester McCoy came in and he was different, but he was very clownish. He didn't feel very doctory in season 24. It wasn't fantastic. But then we started seeing pre-publicity information about Remembrance of the Daleks, and it started to look really good. But you couldn't really believe it was going to be good because Doctor Who had it got to a point where it's that bloke from Jigsaw was at Doctor Who, and everything was silly and nothing made sense and nothing really mattered. So, the chance of it being very good was very, but it looked like it would be very good. So I was so excited. All day, just achingly waiting for that. And then it came on and it not only did it not disappoint, it exceeded expectation. This has been the best Doctor Who, I would say, probably since the 5 Doctors, around that at that time. So it's been a long, and all hope was gone at this point. And it was under threat of being axed. And Michael Braid hated it, and so it just seemed to be the ship was turning around. Yeah. Unfortunately, it wasn't too little, but it was too late, right?
It's weird because I was actually like yourself, the way you're just giving a kind of a recap. I was actually reading someone's review of the story back in the day, and when I was reading it, they said that this was the story that they finally accepted Sylvester McCoy as the Doctor, and I was thinking, because we get a lot of stick in this fandom now about the way we go on, but what people don't realize is this has been a common theme through Doctor Who's fandom. Listen, Sylvester McCoy was not a popular Doctor with a lot of people. Same with Colin Bateman. You just need to get over yourselves. It's not got to do with the fact. Listen, it doesn't help that the fact that Jodie Whittaker happens to be a woman and she happened to come out and say, "Don't fear me, gender," and say stuff that was actually ridiculous, right? She had to actually come out and had a bit of respect, then she wouldn't be getting the stick that she's getting. Problem being, I sent you that link, Colin. I don't know if I have it. I don't know what.
Oh, wait, I have his email. I'll send it to him.
Rabbi is sending him the link. Yeah. Grant. That'll save me.
Right?
Yeah, it's Colin P. Smith. Yeah, I just
I want to make sure
I have a Colin on the email, but I don't know if it's him.
Hey.
I want to make sure. I have
Colin,
Colin Parker.
in, mate.
That's him, isn't it? Colin Parker. I have him. I've sent it. Oh, I just outed him. Oh.
Yeah, I was just going to say you did just doctor, but it's okay.
I just outed you.
But you know, swings and roundabouts.
Everybody knows my real name. Listen, I know James Corden. Someone said to me on Twitter, James Corden was only asking a question. I know James Corden was only asking a question.
No, he wasn't.
James Corden have to make it all about little girls, right? I'll say to James Corden, and I wrote on his thread, and he will all say it. Well, why doesn't he if he's so concerned about women's rights? Why doesn't he give up the Late Show? Because no woman, as far as I'm aware, has ever presented that show. So if he's so concerned about forwarding women's rights, why don't you give up the Late Show, James Corden, and give it to a woman?
Because he's full of crap, okay? Because he's full of crap. He doesn't care about
anything. David Tennant dressed up as the Doctor. David Tennant in that video dressed up as the Doctor. David Tennant is a legend, but I want to tell you something about David Tennant. Unfortunately, David Tennant, I'm sorry to say it, but he does buy into all of this.
Oh, right? 100%. That's my interview. I just listened to
this. Is his third interview now with Jodie Whittaker, right?
Yeah, I don't want to hear their politics. Really? Could you imagine all these people, every time they turned on their favorite TV show, they go, Jeremy Corbyn was a racist slaughtered by all you people. Can you imagine every time you got told you were terrible, you were awful. Every time you turn on the TV, and then they go, oh, well, TV's audiences just seem to be falling for no reason. Maybe they're watching Netflix and said, no, they just don't want to hear your bullcrap anymore.
There you go, Lee. It's sent again. I had to send the email to Lee again. He didn't get the first one. So that's sent to you, Lee. But listen, she came up with this ridiculous thing about cutting hair, right? Saying that little girls don't have to cut their hair and all this, right? Now, listen, I'm sorry, Jodie Whittaker. I don't know what planet you're living on, right? But no parent in their right mind, even if their kid is a fan of a male doctor, is going to cut their kid's hair. They'll put them in the costume. So I don't know where you're getting that crap from. And says the woman that actually has short hair herself. Now, she does, in that video, she did have a little bit of long hair, right? She's obviously, during the lockdown, she hasn't been able to get a cut. Now the J-bots are gone all crazy now. They were saying, oh, Jodie should keep her long hair. It's beautiful. It makes her more beautiful. She's beautiful.
Okay, but the point is, she's playing this doctor as a trans doctor. There's nothing feminine about it. There's nothing little girls can relate to about her. Completely asexual.
Right, I've got the English longbowman with us, and hopefully Lee is going to join us. Lee, I have actually sent that email to you. If I don't get it, we'll throw it in the chat. We'll throw the link into the chat so you can get it, right? Oh, hold on. Can I send? Oh, no, there he is. There he is. And we've got Lee with us as well. So we got a full panel. Bolstrek will be back with us next week. It's just that he's actually working. Unlike some people out there, that virtual signal, he's actually out there actually making sure that Canadians actually get their money during this pandemic. That is Bolstrek's job. Bolstrek is actually doing something meaningful. So for those idiots that are actually having a go at him on Twitter, oh, you've been very silent on Twitter lately, haven't you? Yes, he has, because he's actually out there. He's actually out there doing something that yous will never do, making a fucking difference. So congratulations, Bolstrek, and we'll see you next week, mate. And keep up the good work, because I know what you do, because you text me every night. And I know what the stuff that you're getting involved in and what you have to do, and it's heartbreaking. He has to make decisions, heartbreaking decisions every day. He's having no idea, right? So these people having a go at him all the time, I'm bloody sick of it. Again, tagging us in stuff to try get. Listen, we walked off, you won't let us, so we decided we're going to stick around now and make life hard for all of you. And a couple of YouTubers that said that they were giving up on this fight have decided to come back and they have decided to fight alongside with us because they know that we need them. We need you all more than ever now. We need to stick together. As it was said on Gary's stream last night, they have gotten a couple of victories, these SJWs, in the past few weeks, and they have been devastating blows. But they won't win the war. They won't win the war. This madness is going to end soon because someone is just going to say enough is a fucking. Imagine putting a disclaimer on Alien, Aladdin.
Again, none of these are victories. Assuming society continues and there are elections in America in November, I predict a similar result to the last British election. You have a choice of escape from New York or the current president of the United States. That's your choice. And again, if you're like a moderate Democrat, you're really screwed. Because, like, what do I want? Lawlessness? Do I want, Mad Max? Or do I want, they're really down for that?
Listen, all I'll just say about November is, and I don't want to get into a political debate on this, and I really don't, but I'll just say this. I feel sorry for Americans in November if the election goes ahead because, they'll make sure it goes ahead. But because they don't have the options that they have are bad. I mean, it's either go with Trump again for another 4 years and we see how that goes, or we go with Joe Biden, who I don't think is any better either. So, I mean, it's choice that Americans they don't actually have a choice. The
administration, you can expect the economy to be as good as it can possibly be. The fact we haven't had a complete financial meltdown is entirely because of this current administration's actions to stop that happening. Had there been a financial, which I thought there was going to be, I didn't think there was a way around it. But because if there was one, the death and the devastation caused will be far greater than any pandemic.
Yeah, well, we're not out of it yet, so I wouldn't be singing praise.
We're not out of it yet. But I'm just saying,
you know what?
The administration has done so much better job than anybody could possibly imagine in any circumstances.
Hello, Colin.
Right, let's do this anyway, right? So, everybody gets their copy of Remembrance up now. We're going to start in 5 minutes. I don't want to get into a big political thing.
Rabbi.
Yes.
You got one thing wrong. It's not Escape from New York. This is 2020, bro. It's Escape from Chaz.
It's so freaking crazy.
It's Escape from the Chaz.
And you know what? I think leaving that to fester so everybody can see what it is. Because the longer it stays, it just helps the current administration. Because that's the option. You have that or this. That's it.
Yeah.
Right, hold on. Where's this Remembrance? Oh, there it is. Yeah, right.
I sent you a link.
No, I know you sent me the link. I was looking at the wrong feckin'. I was watching the Grange Hill parody. I was like, what the fuck? Start off like that. I was just making sure. Right, I have it anyway, boys. I have it.
No.
Yeah.
No, I've been working a lot. I've been learning a whole new piece of software, and it's been doing my nutting for the last 5 days or whatever it is.
Right, I forgot to say, so I don't mean to break you now because I'm probably going to break you. But I forgot to tell you now, StreamYard has very strict guidelines when it comes to what you're working on. We won't say anything. But it has to be 20 seconds and it has to be a certain amount of megabytes as well.
I mean, you can always.
Yeah, I'll let you know just in case. Just in case. I know you've been working hard because you've been very quiet, but we won't tell people what you're working on yet. But Lee is doing something for me. He said he was going to try something for me. And he sent me a few, let's say, still images, and I'm impressed. By the way, the new Tarda Zone logo actually that I've been using, as I've seen, has all been down to Lee. Lee is actually kind of helping me rebrand the channel. Not rebrand the channel, I mean update the channel because it looks
doing a fantastic job, if I may
say. Absolutely. So Lee hasn't been around, so Lee is being quiet. It's because he's been working for.
I have. I've been literally working on. A new piece of software I've been meaning to get into for a long time. I've never touched it before, and at the moment I've managed to create a time vortex tunnel thing and shooting a TARDIS through it.
Please tell me you sent it back. Please tell me you've either sent it back 3 years to Noble Chibnall or you sent it back 60 odd years to get the missing tapes.
Well, that's.
Hold on a second. You mean it's? I thought you meant you're gonna real one. Damn you!
What? No. Well, I mean,
Oh yeah, sorry. I'll show you this. And what's the thing? Gary's normally here shows off his toys that match the episode. So this is my Remembrance display. So
wow!
Old school background there. So there we see the Imperial faction and then the blown up Dalek. I love this thing.
And it's a macro Dalek.
Let's try and get a better photo. There you go.
Thanks, Tip.
That's a great picture.
The Dapple
talking about Daleks briefly, just before we start this one, briefly, but we will touch on it more tomorrow. But briefly, just quick remark from each of us. Resolution Dalek, the picture that obviously of the leaked Dalek for Resolution of the Daleks, the upcoming festive special.
Thanks,
we've seen the Dalek now. I want to know what you guys think, because I just have one word for it, and it's an abomination. That's the thing that could look at Chris Chibnall's Daleks are not good Daleks. They never have been and never will be.
Well, you know what it is. It's going to be a Dalek with issues. It's going to have conversations about its anorexia and how it affects the Daleks' mental health. And yeah, it's gonna be something along those lines.
Place for that Dalek.
It's gonna be sat in a coffee shop for 3 hours just talking about how its weight loss is due to its anorexia.
That's so true. All this SJW like comic books, I mean, it's all superheroes sitting around at home eating. That's what they like. I thought they
do. Making out.
It's just so look. The Revolution. Who cares? It's made to a bottom line.
We have to cover it because it is still dark. Right. Look, I know I'm not going to watch it, but I still want to cover it because I'm going to be getting information.
I'm watching it. I'm totally watching it. You know what? We should do a watch along.
No.
No.
You know, watch like
my subscribers will not be happy with me because I made a big deal that I wasn't going to do it, and if any other YouTuber was going to do it, I'd call them out after them saying that they weren't going to do it. Now
we're doing the Christmas specials anyway.
I know you've said you're going to do it. I have no problem with you doing it because you said you were going to do it from the start. But those people that have said to me, like I've said to them, that are not doing it, if they turn around and then do it, well, I'm going to call them out. I don't care how big or small they are. You don't turn you say you're not going to watch it, but then all of a sudden you're watching, then you're doing videos on it, so then you're promoting.
That's so why I said I was watching it right from the beginning. I'm not losing that content.
Well, if I do get any information, and of course I'm going to give it to you, because some people, listen, you might be interested in the episode, but people are interested to see what's going to happen with it, even though they're not going to watch it. So this Dalek, it's crazy. Jack is definitely back anyway. We know that.
Yeah, I saw the picture.
Photograph up last night on my Twitter account. It is an old photograph that was put up a few months back when it was leaked that Jack was actually coming back. So I've put that photograph up just to remind you all. It it was in one of the articles last night when they were. Manique Gill actually was saying that. She didn't actually come out and say it, but the article hinted that this year's festive special is going to actually end on another cliffhanger.
Her regeneration.
I'm reminded when Jodie was giving that interview, he said, "Well, we have to keep everything so super secret." No, you don't. Nobody cares.
Yeah, I know.
That's what it's legally like nobody cares.
Exactly. No, I did. I thought that part was a bit.
We'll probably keep it secret so we don't all go down there mob-handed.
All over the place. What are you talking about? Nobody just gives a crap. And you notice our timing though, very clever. Our timing's very clever now because this is it now. This is the lead up now. You're going to see a lot more Jodie Whittaker now.
You think? I
think
it was very clever they had her on David Tennant.
Lockdown in the UK is easing, so you will. The fact, we're going to see a lot more. Yeah,
we've had enough already.
Only if we actually
enough already.
I know. She's only she did that video for lockdown at the start, and then she didn't do that. And I know I was complaining, but in a way, I was kind of delighted that she didn't.
Can we just keep her in lockdown and not tell her when it's lifted? Just pretend everything's
yeah, that's it. Just don't give her a look. She's at home, sitting at home, and then she puts on BBC One. Doctor Who happens to be on with a new doctor, and she's like, "It'll be perfect." Yeah. I was like, "Oh, sorry, Miss Whittaker, we forgot to tell you. We just got your regeneration scene there. You're gone. See you later."
I saw that restoration.
That would be the happiest day of my life.
And she'll forego all our male gaze.
Yeah. I saw that.
Darling. Don't worry, no one is looking at you. Right?
My male gaze isn't for you anyway, sweetheart.
I mean, that whole thing about like little girls can see themselves like, again, she's so not feminine. If she portrayed it as a woman, which I think would have been kind of an interesting choice, I would have been kind of more, that would have been much more interesting. But
they're taking it away from the boys and the young men. I mean, I grew up. I mean, if it was a Jodie Whittaker when I was growing up, I wouldn't have watched it.
Right.
Here's the thing, right? When you look at Jodie Whittaker, though, right, and I don't mean looks-wise, but I just mean overall, she doesn't look like a woman that'd inspire you anyway, though.
She looks like she
doesn't need to have that personality. Do you know the people always that inspire people always have that they have something about that personality. She doesn't seem to have, and I'm sorry, this is going to sound disrespectful, but it doesn't seem like that woman has a personality or any sort of personality.
She just reminds me of a teacher, like one of those relief teachers, that comes in for one day a week or something.
Yeah.
That's exactly what she reminds me of.
Someone that you could have fun with for about a half an hour and then,
There's nothing alien or mysterious about her. She's just a bloody fool, and that's it. That's your lot. That's the depth.
Right. Yeah.
Going back to your question, Noel.
Go on.
When I first saw that Dalek, my first thought was, well, everybody who's got a brain knows that, certainly amongst humans, which will appear to, the female is usually slighter build than the male, which explains everything. Then I thought, well, hold on a second, no, because then they'd just be body shaming everybody else. I don't know what they're doing.
It's okay, they don't know what they're doing either.
Well, no, exactly.
Did you hear, just off topic a little bit, did you hear that the Sony PlayStation 5 is now racist?
How is that racist?
Because the console is white, it's racist. So I want to ask that person, because I will throw that tweet up later on. But to that person that put out that ridiculous tweet, does that mean that the Xbox experience is racist also because that console is black?
Make it stop.
It just means insane.
Yeah, it's insane. Well, let's do something that's fun now. Let's do something.
It's such a good episode. This is such a good story.
Let's do it. Right, guys, get your copies ready in the live chat.
I mean, really, this is everything came together well. The script, the design, the direction. It's just everything is on full
yeah.
And this is the first time, I think, apart from like a couple of very early 60s ones with like without a cold opening, isn't it? It's very rare in classic era.
What other was it? There's this. There's Time in the Rani, and there's the pre-title scene from Five Doctors. I think there's one more.
There's one from the Hartnell era, I think, or the Troughton era.
I got this right here.
Yeah.
It's over here. Fact or fiction? I went through my Doctor Who magazines today to try and prepare. 1 second.
Right, well, Rabbi is looking for what he's looking for. I'll give a few shout outs there. So we got Bad Wolf 66, Sadako 24, Meta, Sophie is here as well. welcome. We got Charlotte, we got the wife, we got Bobby, we got Daniel, we've got Kelly, we've got Colin, Jules, Bad Wolf, Andrew, Super John. Joe is here as well. Obviously, problem being because he's on the panel. Because he's also on the panel. Who else have we got? I just want to make sure I get you all in real quick. We've got the Nerds Archive at 96 here as well. Jules is here also. Stuart, welcome. Nice to have you all here. Chris is also here. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, guys, because please make sure that you still subscribe because I've lost 10 subscribers overnight. So that's YouTube. So make sure that you're still subscribed because that's not people leaving me. That's YouTube doing that. Chris Mind is here as well. Who else have we got? Kit Bellis.
Sophie.
Nice to see you. Nice to see you. Crusader is here as well. We've got Charlotte. I think I said Charlotte, but just in case I didn't. And I think that's everybody. If I have missed anybody in the chat, just let me know. Garbage as well. And thank you, Garbage, for that super chat as well. I really appreciate it.
Did you mention Sophie?
Yeah, I did. I mentioned Sophie and...
Did you mention Daniel?
Daniel. Oh, Daniel as well.
You forget the legend.
Don't forget Daniel.
You heard that?
In fairness, Daniel, the chat only goes up it only goes up so far. So maybe because you do tweet for or text for, so you are probably very top. Raymond O'Reilly is still here as well. I got you all, I think, anyway. So
I just want to say about Daniel's last comment. 5, 6, 7, 8. It's the Doctor at the gate. One of the best reveals. There's something else. There's something mysterious going on.
Okay,
so clever way of bringing that. I love that moment.
And
to what Lee said, there have been. This is the second pre-title sequence. The one before that was Time in the Rani. And then before Logopolis, you had the Castrovalva. You had a quick reprise from Logopolis. And then it was the clip from Dalek Invasion of Earth before at the beginning of the 5 Doctors. That's the only time there has been.
I could have sworn there was one in the 60s at least, or at least.
I thought so. What can I say? I can't.
Might be the animated one. I might have done it in the animated one
as well.
I just want to say, Chris Mind says it's he's new to the channel. We want to welcome you to the channel. We hope you do enjoy yourself on this channel. We just let you know now, though, just a little bit of a warning. We are, let's say, raw on this channel. We don't hide our displeasure if we're obviously unhappy about something. Obviously, we're the same if we're happy about something. We don't hide the fact that we're happy about anything, but you'll always get
Chris is one of us. I can tell.
Honest reaction, basically.
Although Chris, if you are on a different side of the fandom art to us, that is so cool. Just we're always looking for people who have a different opinion to chime in. And we really are.
No, we're not.
I am.
Stop the lot.
Rabbi, you're the only one. Come on.
You your altruism.
Rabbi, you're just an optimist, right? You think this could be all solved by dialogue. You know, I've tried myself. It's not going to be solved by dialogue because they don't want to engage with us because they know if they do, the arguments are going to look absolutely ridiculous. We're going to hit them with facts, and then it's going to leave the fandom in a bad way, and they won't risk that. So they will keep running. Let them keep running. You know, as I said to the announcement that I made earlier, if those YouTubers are interested, you know where I am.
I'd love to have a conversation with them.
Joe K is here also. Right, we're gonna get started now. Right, so get your copies ready, guys, in the chat.
Good to go, baby.
And I'm good to go as well, but we'll give you another minute. We'll just give a minute. I've got private chat as well, just in case anybody needs to.
By the way, you sent me the that link to the Doctor Who, the fan Doctor Who. It's freaking awesome. I haven't seen much of it yet, but I'm really enjoying it. Somebody sent me a link to this really. Oh, it was you. Yeah. Somebody sent me a link to this really good fan-made Doctor Who, and I'm really enjoying it.
Which one was that again? Because I was talking to Sophie about this yesterday, actually. But I haven't seen. You haven't sent me the link, Sophie.
I'll send it to you.
Okay.
You know, I'll put it in the I'll put it in the private chat right here. Is that good?
Marvelous.
Are you in Twitter jail?
Yeah, well, no, it's progressed from there because I emailed them 3 times. I've contested it twice. I went to contest it a 3rd time, and it automatically said this profile name doesn't no longer exists or doesn't exist. Please try again. So yeah, I've been ousted.
Here also. Sorry, just seeing.
Yeah, they just arbitrarily removed it without even consulting me or addressing my complaint.
So annoying.
Yes.
Well, can't you just start it again? Like, just what's the
Well, see, I'm looking for a phone number now. See, it's this new thing that the EU brought in. They want to counselling the phone number, so if there's a troll out there, it's so the trolls.
But all I was doing was
because of the trolls. This is happening.
But that's the thing, though, isn't it, Noel? It's like we went on there, we defended Starry, we fought them off, we actually conciliated with some of them, or at least a couple of them.
Yeah.
And then I got locked out of my account, requesting my phone number. But these people don't. You know, they carry on completely unabated. And that's not right. That is not right.
That is 100% correct. I do agree with you.
No matter which way you slice it, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, and I wouldn't even mind. They get away with it because they'll throw up something insulting, and they know it's insulting. Then they know they went too far, but they delete the tweet. Now, obviously, a fan will screenshot it, but a screenshot is not good enough for Twitter because the way Twitter works is well, if they remove the comment, you know, job done sort of thing. Whereas, as far as I'm concerned, if you put anything up that's considered bullying, you know, even if you take the tweet down, there should be some sort of reprimand. I mean, Ben Cook is a perfect example of that. He'll call people dickheads and call them shite bags and stuff like that. And then he will take down the tweet, but someone will obviously have taken a screenshot and throw it back up, but they get away with it. And Ben Cook is one of the biggest culprits because he gets a lot of accounts banned. He even tried to get mine. And I said, look, he has me blocked now because none of them will actually associate.
Twitter protects the venal. You know, the venal, the spiteful, the mean-spirited, the rotters. And they get away with it time and time again. And they know they do.
And they'll get away with it because they have the backup, you see.
Exactly. They have the entire establishment behind them.
They're not interested about being fair. They're not interested about being honest. They're not interested about being. They're just interested in winning.
Exactly. And this is why this debate on YouTube will never happen, folks. This is why it will never happen. Because these guys, they'll debate us in DMs because they think it's private and stuff like that. But you know me, I'd screenshot and put it up anyway. I don't give a shit.
And also,
this is going to be done in public because, do you know what? If they're going to try humiliate us, well then, you know what I mean.
Well, they only humiliate themselves. Let's be honest, because they're intellectual bantamweights, really, aren't they? They're not exactly.
That's the incredible thing.
They're mental. And hello to Nerdaholics, by the way. Hello.
Nerdaholics is here. Welcome. And we got Nerdaholics and Super John as well. I think I mentioned
Leland Gord.
Right, let's look.
Ready?
About 10 minutes now. Let's get this going. Just do the countdown there, and we got. Leland.
Okay, everybody, get your fingers on the play button. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Press play now.
Oh, sorry, one again.
Nice.
JFK. Oh, someone's got their
someone got their calendar.
Colin, I think it's you, mate.
Was that me?
Yeah, Colin, you'll have to put earphones on, mate, because the stream.
I've got earphones on.
That's a model shot.
That's okay.
Love this model shot.
Oh, it's wonderful.
Isn't it?
I watched it on you.
Diggity dig, diggity dig, diggity dig.
Oh, yeah, interesting fact, weren't they the first first CGI, total CGI title sequence or something, or 3D or whatever it fucking was.
Yeah, they did this and the Rani shooting down the TARDIS effects in From Time in the Rani. Although the picture of Seth McCoy just came up is his face. It's not computer rendering with silver paint on his face.
Yeah,
painted silver.
Yeah, the lead paint that they used to
I
use.
hated this logo when I first saw it. I really did.
John Green from Doctor Who magazine had the good idea of putting a circle around it, so like an oval. So
yeah,
it's
I remember that. Yeah. It's so easy.
I was working out. I think chronologically speaking, in the universe chronologically, this story is the first one that actually gave us a complete spin-off.
Unfortunately.
So no, that's what I mean. Chronologically, not in universe.
Chronologically,
yeah.
Well, no, Jason White was in the 1880s. It's like 100 years. What?
Oh yeah, fair point. Yeah, but difficult to tell when the origin for Paternos the gang is. But yes, fair enough.
You can see this just in this opening scene with Ace and the Doctor. This completely different take on the character. This is all Andrew Cartmel. Andrew Cartmel, I think, spent his first year just trying to like get a handle on things. But he said that like turning Doctor Who is like turning a massive oil tanker. It takes like a long time to turn around. But you can really see his like this incredible new take on Doctor Who now. And Ace is fantastic in this.
Mm.
Just let me know because my phone went a bit dodgy there. What how long he is in?
So I am. Let me think. 2 minutes 51 seconds.
I'm 10 seconds behind. All right.
Okay, Ace just took the money to go to the calf.
Got it. Yeah.
Now I've got the panel booming in my ears, and I've got this at full volume, and I can't hear what they're saying. What's going on? Oh no!
You know what? The other great
There's no
thing
way of dealing with the volume.
How to make sets that are like completely credible and believable by doing things they know what to do. Like this whole 1960s this cafe set is fantastic. And the script had all the songs in it because Ben Arrows like researched what was big in November 1963, which is when this is all set.
Mm.
Attention to detail.
Well,
a lot wrong. Like a lot. Cole Hall was a modern building in Unearthly Child. The science room is different. The French Revolution book is different. But listen, the Klingons are different from the original series to.
This guy is so hot. He's dead. He died in 1995, by the way.
Oh, he died beautiful. He's a lucky man.
He did. Well, I don't know. He died of AIDS, unfortunately.
Oh well, he died beautiful 6 months before.
Bless his heart. He was gorgeous.
There was 2 or 3 of them I think have passed away because I was watching the extras with the file, which was like watching the extras interesting. I think 2 or 3 of them have actually passed away, sadly. Probably more since the extras. I'm not sure when the extras were made.
Yes,
the Mike is played by Dursley McClendon. Dursley McClendon was the good-looking Mike who passed away. Too young.
Yeah.
Great casting as well. Pamela Salem's fantastic in this role.
Yeah. Because she was already in Robots of Death, wasn't she? I think.
That's it. She was. What else she was in? This is one of the few Target novelizations I read when it came out.
Yeah.
It really fleshed out the story.
See,
I
she-
heard it was very good. Yeah, I heard the novelization.
she'd make
of
a
it.
better,
It's actually
she'd make a
fantastic.
better Doctor than Jodie Whittaker.
Yeah, so would a tub of lard, in all fairness.
Bit of mould at the back of the fridge.
That would be really funny, a fan film. We do a Doctor Who story with a tub of lard.
It's like she's self-aware.
I actually downloaded the. I looked yesterday. I've actually got a 2010, I think, print of the book. Just have a look, see if it was an updated one. If they were going to tie in the countermeasures, but I haven't noticed anything yet at the moment.
Okay.
I haven't had a chance to read it yet. But just wondering if they might, because that's the one good thing with the novelisations, they do put extra bits in there, which I find really interesting. Little bits here and there. Apart from when they do.
One of the many differences is here the I am Foreman sign is missing the E on Foreman, and they had it repainted on the day because there was another mistake. But the who was it? The fan who was like the liaison. It wasn't the whatever, and the other guy in Levine. He was so excited to see the I am Foreman thing. He didn't spot the typo.
So, this army was brought in to basically, if I'm correct in saying, to kind of replace UNIT because either they couldn't get UNIT or the licensing, or they were trying to get rid of UNIT. Which is it?
No, neither. This was Ben Arowich wanted to do something like UNIT but different and preceding it. So, like this is
Pre-UNIT.
This is not trying to get rid of UNIT. This is like trying to do the same thing. They had this other idea they were going to do.
Right.
Like when season 27 happened, when Big Finish did it in the Lost Stories. They were going to have this other like crime family that he was going to be used as a base for a season.
Oh.
Yeah. The interesting with this is you've got, of course, you've got upstairs, downstairs, the oldest son there. As interesting, he's actually RAF. He's not Army. Everyone else is, most of the others are Army, but he's actually RAF, which is why he's group captain. And I was watching this afternoon, and I kept screaming and weeping at the weapon handling. It's just something that's atrocious. Especially since I used to use both weapons they've got here, the SLR and the SMG, the Sterling. Which, interestingly, the weapon that Mike's got, put a box on it, put a box over the foresight, put 2 wires and see if it looks at all familiar. I'll give you a hint. A long time ago.
I guess. By the way, I knew one of the extras in this scene.
Did you?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I worked that summer in this big stadium show called Aida in Earl's Court in London, and it was 3 of the extras were in this.
Wow.
Yeah, they said they can never like salute properly.
He's such a surrogate Lethbridge Stewart, this guy, isn't he?
Oh, totally. But you know what? I still like him.
I love him. I think he's great.
And also, honestly, you can't have Nicholas Courtney at this point being an action man. He's like it's old.
There's A's as a reference that I think if we got to this point at some point, he actually goes in the brig. But I believe it's somewhere, I don't know if it's in Canada or somewhere else, there is supposed to be connections between, explicit connections between countermeasures group, which is what these guys are, they're never named here, leading on to the formation of UNIT.
Right. Yeah. But I mean, that effect shot just now made every Doctor Who fan like do a backflip in '88.
Yeah.
None of us seen anything like that before.
That was great. Yeah.
That was like wildest Spanish imaginations. That was like TV 21 being made alive.
Yeah, we were in the future suddenly.
Right.
Get your finger off the trigger, you.
And he pulled out his chunky revolver, which is where he got his nickname from.
I didn't know that.
Brigadier.
All I can say is, whoever the hell your farmer is, should be telling you to take your finger off that bloody trigger.
This has a heck of a death count, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Great script. Little brilliant green blobs in bonded polycarbide armor. Love it. Love it. Love this. Love the story. It's so good.
Don't get me started on a bit of that H-firing and rocket propelled grenade indoors.
I love how middle class Sophie Aldred is, and she's trying to be all street. I think it's really cute.
I know.
I've been to Rada, Lobby. I don't know if she has. I really don't.
You know what? She came out Fiddler on the Roof before she got this role.
No, really?
Yeah, she was in Fiddler on the Roof in Birmingham, and then Topol, the guy from the movie, was it?
You know, she might have been at Wimbledon Theatre, and I might, because I saw Fiddler on the Roof.
Oh, if it was around the same time, it was 87, no, 86.
Yeah.
That was her. She was in the chorus.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah. That was what she had before this.
Although as I said before in the chat, many times, I met her at the dress rehearsal for Ghostlight with Sylvester.
Yeah, you said. Wait for a target.
Oh my god, that Dalek's so fat. It's going to make other Daleks feel really, really, really depressed.
So that private, he was supposed to bounce onto the truck and melt the truck.
Well, give me some of that nitro-9 you haven't got.
That's great, isn't it?
Where does she get it all from? Where does she get it?
She made it in the TARDIS, I figured.
Where did she make it?
She invented it in the. She actually invented nitro-9.
How? Where?
Did she invent it, or did
I don't know. I think it's mentioned the backstory in.
Never explained.
Nah. Was it Dragonlight or whatever it is?
No, it's just never explained.
No.
Well,
don't forget, next week we're back to Al William Hartnell, fourth Doctor.
I wanted to ask you about that. We've gone through the Doctors. Do you want to go through like an enemy and see them through the years? But we could do the Ice War. I mean, we could do the Cybermen, and that covers basically every era.
I'm sick of Cybermen right now. I've just seen so many of them.
I think the watch-alongs. I think these watch-alongs are going well. The numbers on each stream are actually over 200, so we do have a. Yeah, I think it's
good. Fun. I'm enjoying it.
Just
by the way,
anyway, it's your choice anyway, Rabbi. You get to pick the William Hartnell story anyway.
Right. What am I going to pick?
On Twitter, you obviously didn't see the post I tagged you and Ballstreck in on Twitter DMs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've set up a little Doctor Who lockdown Twitter chat, and I'll put in it. You're going to pick the Hartnell story. Ballstreck is going to pick Troughton.
No, let me have a think. Okay. I would go for 10th Planet, but Lee just said I think I was sick of Cybermen.
Well, did we not watch that? Did we not do a watch along with that? It wasn't an official one, but I think we did a watch.
He's lovely.
No,
can
you put up Sadako's chat from 8:33? Explain a bit about Ace. So I've forgotten that, and it actually brings something that happens later in this story into focus as well.
I love this bit. I love this bit.
Yeah, me too.
Brilliant.
They did that in Blackadder. First there's a Blackadder and about to bird at the stakes, and the next thing you do is they suddenly jump, and it literally comes in with them jumping onto the ground.
Yeah. Grabby little protuberances on. Omega.
I've forgotten that bits that are
I've
coming
got
up.
that umbrella.
There's a bit later on when she's in the boarding house where there's a little thing there which actually makes even more sense when you remember that about her history. Now we know what happened to Alex Freeman when UFO finished.
Exactly. Yeah, he became a fascist.
Oh, Mike is giving him the eye. Look, she's so fluffy. She's so woolly and fluffy.
Yeah. It does surprise me though. You think about how many of these actors have actually come back for what were, in some cases, almost bit parts, and what they've done in Big Finish in particular. I mean, you've got the original Unit guys. You've got Countermeasure, who's still got a series going.
It's Mr. Bronson.
I never watched Grange Hill, so I didn't know who he was until I saw it on the comments.
I think he'd done Mr. Bronson before this, didn't he?
He was also Professor Scaraman's brother in
Right.
Yeah, that's perfectly normal.
Well, there's a bunch of scenes they cut out from this for time. They were going to they were there to tell them to evacuate the school, and then after they had this bit.
But that's not creepy, is it? Good Lord.
I was thinking to spin-offs, like almost bit parts. We go back to probably the longest running companion off-cut would be Jago Lightfoot. And they were two almost bit parts in Talent When Cheyenne.
Can I just say Mike is gorgeous? I may have mentioned it, but
He hasn't stopped being gorgeous yet.
Oh dear.
Well, I kind of seem to recall a number of comments regarding the companion in Castle Kane's Land Resign. It's what's supposed to be coming out the other way around. We don't make, unlike some people, we don't mind we're not going to complain about anybody's gaze.
Yeah, listen. Having a lustful gaze is something that we're all quite happy with.
I said to her, the thing that gets me about this whole male gaze thing is okay, but
okay. By the way,
all the ladies.
By the way, is the dust cover fell off for the French Revolution book.
Oh right.
So I just think the dust cover fell off. How about that? That would make sense.
Yeah. Fine enough. I would say maybe it's a repeat, but I remember it's supposed to be the same year, isn't it?
No, I've got an issue with this. When the spaceship lands, someone would have noticed. Exactly. Right? Yeah. I mean, the windows come like crashing in, but the windows don't look like they've been replaced anytime.
Okay, so my theory for that is that this is Daleks trying to be as stealthy as possible, but they're Daleks. But they've got to be stealthy. They're in the middle of they don't want to disrupt history too much. So they've landed, and then they use some kind of Dalek technology to get all the windows fixed and set everything up.
Okay. That's a Chibnall level retcon.
Yeah, it's a Chibnall level one. But again, I'll happily do it because this actually likes Doctor Who. Unlike Chibnall Doctor Who.
It's simple. They just kind of forgot.
Yes. The plot.
Yes.
I love this. Well, you don't know who's sitting in the chair.
Oh, I took, even watching it this afternoon, I was thinking it's Davros, and of course
right. Well, that's what they're doing, right?
Yeah.
Oh, nothing more.
We all thought this was Davros, didn't we, originally?
Yeah. But I thought it can't be Davros. It's too obvious.
Well, you were older than I was, so I was just like, it's got to be Davros.
I was also reading, was it Stephen Moffat's recollections of this story. He's talking about running home to watch it on time and knocking people out. But then he says, I really hope nobody knew what I was running. It wasn't I was running home from school or from college. I was running home from the set of Press Gang to catch this episode. Knocking grannies and children over.
Oh, I love Press Gang. That was great.
I don't even remember that one.
Oh yeah, Novel 86 is great. Yeah. I like. By the way, Jewish character. I do like Rachel Jensen in this.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she's Landsman.
I don't think that's actually. I don't think that's actually mentioned at all. Is it? I think that comes out in the big feature. I'm still waiting for her and Chunky to get together and Big Finish.
What? Sorry.
I'm still waiting for Rachel and Chunky to get together and Big Finish. They keep teasing it.
I think it's going to happen. I think it happened in between stories. Are they doing any more? I quite like the last two they did, the Mavella Maneuver and the Dalek thing.
I haven't heard. I love them. I love this teleport coming in. It's fantastic.
Yeah, and I like it was quick. I like it was a quick teleport.
Yeah.
It's a lot more of the Dalek than we're used to, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right. But it's good. It was like we saw this is all fanboy fantasy stuff that we'd never seen before.
Mm.
It's not a baseball bat, Kelly. It's called Rounders, and we invented it first.
It's a baseball bat.
I know it's a baseball bat. It breaks like it's aluminium, so. I'm not sure if she actually had that in her first story or not.
No, I don't think so. But this was a story where they really wanted to say that she was like, they really wanted to make her as cool as possible, and they really did. Actually, it's weird because like she's not overly attractive, but she really turned me on because she was so like contemporary at the time. Like, yeah, I like a bit of that.
Like me and Mike.
Yeah, exactly. No, Mike's objectively hot. Sophie Aldred is like a normal person.
Oh, right in the
I remember
the JJ. Apparently, it's very painful.
What a great cliffhanger.
Yeah.
They fly now.
I know.
Great cliffhanger.
Sepe.
Woo! Oh, that was a fun first episode. That was a really fun episode.
Yeah, I only watched this about a month and a half ago. But Mike in it, so I can't
But it was very hip at the time. Having her in Dr. Martin's shoes was hot in '88.
What?
Salaga said they made her very unsexy for the show.
Who was on Sexy for the show? Sorry, I missed that.
Sophie Aldred.
Oh.
I'm saying that was the look at the time. Again, Dr. Martin boots or Dr. Martin shoes was
she was on point. She was on point.
No,
it was only like a little bit cringe with her with the white kids blew up Manisha's house or whatever that's like whatever, which actually legitimately was happening in the 80s. You did have people being beaten up and stuff like that, but it was way out by that time. It was like the early 80s would have been more relevant.
If you think about this, people this is 15 years after the end of World War II. No, 18 years after the end of World War II. So you've got you've only just had. The setting was you've only just had conscription end. So most of people like Gilmore and the rest of it, most of the military will have seen. The senior officers will have seen service in World War II, and most of the others will have seen service in a various number of places, including some close to the Rabbi's heart called Palestine. They will have been Malaya. So most of these military will have current active military experience.
You mean the characters in the show in Remembrance, the military in that? Yeah.
Right.
That's right.
I mean, to put it in context, the World War II was as far away as 2002 is to us.
That's mad, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is mad. Like puts it into a totally different context for you.
Yeah. It's weird when you put it that way.
I'm going to reboot this.
Right. Everybody get to part 2 ready?
I'm doing it right now.
What was also interesting watching the making of thing was how many little bits and pieces, especially in that first episode, Ben Aronovich actually slipped in. And did anybody notice a little bit there actually that came back 80 odd in universe years later with Peter Capaldi?
What?
What did they think? What did the headmaster think the Doctor was applying for?
Caretaker job. Maybe the kid left to replace all the windows. That's an idea.
That's why Peter Capaldi applied for the job. Yeah, I hadn't got it before. Just watching it this afternoon, just hadn't got. Wait a minute, Peter Capaldi did an episode as a caretaker, didn't he?
Very meta. Very meta.
Yeah. Kelly, you're cheating. Weren't you on Blue Stream earlier on when I mentioned it? That's cheating.
I'm sorry?
I say Kelly, she's come and said caretaker. I think she was on. I mentioned it on Blue Stream earlier on today.
Okay.
That's it's like just name dropping.
I haven't slept, so I'm just still trying to work out what time of day it is.
Well, you're grand. It's a Saturday.
Hey.
And it's 8:45 p.m.
I was going to do some grocery shopping, and that didn't happen.
No.
I'm now down to the last dregs, and I'm like, I was hoping my season 14 Blu-ray would arrive today, but nothing's happened. So it's been over a week now.
And we've got Thundercats Ho in the chat.
Oh, I think I did lose my voice.
Welcome. Right, we're getting ready for the second part, guys. He's ready. Yeah.
I'm ready.
Everybody ready? Okay, right. Get it on.
Get it down. Okie dokie. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Press play now.
Diggity.
Someone keeps sending me a message on Facebook. Nobody sending me messages.
So no recap before the credit titles.
Bam, 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 bam.
Don't be sending me any messages while I'm doing me watch along. Thank you. Any second you get. Hello.
I wonder if in the classic area they deliberately had the fact that they had the heartbeat of a Time Lord in the theme titles.
Oh yeah, but I don't think anybody knew at the time.
That's what I'm saying. I wonder if it was. I think it's been established for a long while they've had two hearts.
Aronovich. It's for like a Scottish Russian name.
Yeah.
No, he's
very Jewish, I thought.
very Jewish name.
just saw Aaron. Aaron and.
Oh, Aaron's a bit of a giveaway as well.
That's true. I should know this. It's embarrassing.
So, how long he is in? Because we found someone sent me a message. Well, you can't send me messages, guys, when I'm watching the watch on my phone.
1 minute 20 seconds in. 1 minute 20 seconds.
What?
Doctor's just escaped the Dalek.
Timestamp.
Bolt in the door.
Yeah, I mean the Dalek should be shooting that thing by now, surely. Yeah. It should have been boom.
There it is. It heard you.
Sophie's saying Iceland first thing then. I was going to say Mum's gone to Iceland, but no, she's in South Korea. So that wouldn't work if I was being honest.
Oh, come on, don't you? Yeah, but in this area, it would be Mum's gone to B-Jam, wouldn't it?
Yeah, B-Jam. Yeah, I remember B-Jam.
It would have gone to B-Jam in this area. It does have quite the same...
I remember the Rag and Bone Man. I remember the factory chimney things going in, like the alarms for the workers to go to work. It's like, woo, you know, massive noise. Everyone could hear.
Working class.
Back in the day. Back when we had proper snow.
That when we had proper schools. I went to grammar school.
Well, my high school was a former grammar school, but it wasn't a grammar school when I went. But it's the same school that John Major went to. Sorry about that.
My grammar school changed. I remember my grammar school changed to secondary to what do they call it? What was they called? What was they called them? And I remember when I was in year 3, that was the year it all changed. So when I was in year 4, we didn't have a year 1, so there were only ever 2 years below me.
Well, we had a weird thing at my high school. When I went, they changed the system, and we were put in what was called a remove year. So we're like year 4, then a remove year. No, can't remember now. It's year 3 or year 4, then a remove year, then another year. Very strange. Very strange.
It became a sixth form. It became a sixth
Whoa!
form.
Yeah, that was a good little explosion.
Yeah, but you tried doing that with the live band, and they'd both have been dead. Did you? I don't even know if it, but Sophie Aldrin points out in the commentary of the Exorcist thing, the burn on the wall behind, and that's fine with no real explosive and obviously blanks.
Yeah.
So that, if they tried doing that with the real round, they were both of them dead in the backwash.
Someone needs to bling that Dalek back up. It needs to be pimped. Pimp that Dalek ride.
I love the new livery and design of the Dalek. The tiny things like changing the lights and the skirting board.
It's the Mr. T of Daleks.
Yeah, all the white and gold.
Exterminate the fool.
The previous one.
Ed Bolson. That concrete floor, crunch, crunch, crunch.
Oh, tell me about it. My floors are still in the midst of being ripped out. My kitchen's going tomorrow. Oh, there's so much dust. Can't wait for it to be over. And I'm stuck in the house as well. I can't even go upstairs when the workers are here.
Oh no! So, you're stuck in a basement?
Basically, yeah.
Crikey!
You really are a basement dwelling.
I mean, they leave at 4.
Oh dear. Oh, she called him Doctor.
Well, she
calls him noticed it.
It's like she knows his real name, and Professor is just what she calls him.
I always thought she called him Professor.
She calls him Professor because that's like her more affectionate name. But Doctor's she knows the Doctor's his name, but she'll pretend she doesn't know that.
I suppose it's shorter when it's more urgent.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I think that's it. I think when it's urgent, when she means it, when she comes out in shock, she's going, "Oh, Doctor!"
One of the best scenes in Doctor Who. I was going to say classic Doctor Who. No, one of the best scenes in Doctor Who.
And then I never clocked who that actor is.
Oh, he was also in Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Was he really?
Yes, it's the butler. That's
right,
yeah.
right.
Good Lord.
And then I looked him up earlier.
Oh, wow.
Lovely Cardi.
It is a nice card, isn't it?
Gorgeous.
Well, if he's not long off boat from Jamaica, it does feel a bit cold here in November. That's something I was going to say. Don't forget, this is what? About a decade at the most, I think, after the Windrush generation started coming over as well. So, go back again to that thing about racism and that, which I hadn't actually remembered until was a theme of this until I saw parts of it.
it's such a great way of describing causality, isn't it?
Mm.
The ripples, because you can really visualize it.
Well, when they sort of interact with one another and affect the wave. But actually, no, they don't. That's the weird thing about waves, isn't it? Because even when they impact one another, they still carry on in exactly the same way.
You're right.
But
so
intermingle.
They did mention that in the novelization. Oh, it's
Gay Dalek. It was very rainbow, wasn't it?
It was. Is it a trans Dalek?
Have you seen the Gay Daleks?
Which are the gay ones?
Oh, you have to look it up on YouTube. There was I can't remember. It was the series was called. Maybe someone in the chat will remember. But it was I can't remember his name. But he did a show, and it was like a bit like a Charlie Brooker kind of thing.
Oh, I'll check it out.
But it had the Gay Daleks in it. It's brilliant. Sticky white wee wee. Sticky white wee wee.
In the was it in the funeral home? This is Packer from The Invasion.
Ah.
Remember Vaughn's right-hand man? Corinne Packer, that one.
No, you're really testing me with that one.
The Invasion, the side story from Patrick Troughton.
Yes.
So he is the henchman of the villain.
Yeah, typecast.
And he was in Torchwood a bunch as well, from what I recall.
I say, talking of Gay Daleks, come to think of it, what the new Paradigm Daleks a bit rainbow?
TV Awful, that was it. TV Awful, Sadaka 24 Meta got it. TV Awful. Yeah, it's really funny. Open. This is where Sylvester's darkest side comes out.
Yeah.
I love this bit when he walks past him.
Oh, yeah. You never actually see the hand of Omega.
I think the effects in this for its time are quite
effective.
Hello.
This is just everything coming together. It's firing on all cylinders.
Oh, I'll check out things at the association with you, Mike. Ooh.
I noticed he's wearing a World War II style bomber jacket, which probably weren't in issue anymore in the 60s.
That were quite a popular fashion thing in the late 80s and 90s, weren't they?
I remember. I had one, but I'm thinking along the lines of the whole purpose of that, of course, was that they took bomber jackets because bomber crews wore them because it was cold up there because they were unpressurized. But by the 60s, most aircraft were in pressurized.
No, this is pretty good. You know, got the shadow.
Yeah. I think what this bit here reminds me of.
Or is this like updated? I love this.
I'm wrong. He's not Packer. It's the priest that we're gonna see in a few minutes. He's
a David Bowie fan. He's got a black star on his lapel.
You remember in it must have been in Deep Breath when there's that guy to get across the Paternoster gang, and every time they say something woke, he just faints exactly the same way as that guy did. You know.
So this guy is the henchman from the Invasion, not the last one. I am wrong.
Oh, right, that's okay.
I didn't clock at first. I didn't clock at first that he was blind.
Right.
That's lucky, isn't it, having a blind friend?
I love the shadow on it.
Is that a recent thing? Is that like an updated effect? Or
No. I remember that from the original transmission.
Yeah, I can't remember. It's like he knows, isn't it? Like the
right.
vicar. He just knows something's definitely amiss, but he's cool with it, you know. Excuse me.
I was trying to work out if that was meant to be a Russian star on his lapel there. I don't think so.
That's his TARDIS. That's terrible. Come on, Vogue. Come on, Mr. Bronson, Vogue. This is silly, this bit.
Well, maybe it's augmented by Dalek control.
What? Get your hands off my man, Mr. Bronson.
I'm thinking about again, going back to the period it's set, Bronson would have served in World War II. He's definitely of an age to have actually been in service in World War II, isn't he? I always get confused about that. So I have to try to work out timelines with the Brigadier. If he'd actually served in World War II, but I don't think so. I think he's meant to be. You'd have to be about 45, 50.
Yeah, nice little touch.
Don't step in there, okay. I like the way he holds his hand all the way up there like he's marrying him or something.
I might be a bit ahead. I'm at them having breakfast now.
Graphical anomalies.
Yeah, okay. Now it's totally creepy. It's like, yeah, all pretense is over.
No. He was just misled and led astray. And that's it.
And again, this is just perfect. Having Ace having a super baseball bat to beat up Daleks with, freaking awesome.
Yeah. But the effects were just absolutely silly. Boing, boing. Gosh, she's so 80s with that t-shirt.
Yeah, I was thinking that. No one seems to say no thing about the complete change of fashion. But that seems to be they very rarely seem to say that in Doctor Who, do they? When in the past, sometimes you'll see the companions will get changed, but most of it, a lot of the time, they're in modern clear. No one ever seems to, rarely seems to say anything about it.
Oh yeah, the 80s flats in the background. That was it back in the grave scene with Bronson. What's it? And whatever his name was.
Yeah, I don't know. Just know him as Mr. Bronson.
TA Central, I recognise
Quite
that.
prescient, isn't it?
So what if that was? What if the outside was actually a real TA Centre? It looked like one.
It must be so difficult to frame that shot with everyone so tall and so short at the same time.
Yeah, he did a good job. Who directed this one? Chris Clough?
His body seems really long. His waist seems...
Group category. He is. Oh, Andrew Morgan directed this, and John Nathan Turner directed a lot of it, uncredited.
Ah. I didn't think he was that hands-on. I know he was behind the camera a lot.
There was some problem. I can't remember what it was.
I was watching. Oh, I know what it was. It was someone doing a critique of the short webisode series of Stargate Origins, making exactly that, Lee, about close-ups and the rest of it because of the small text, which I never hadn't referred to before. The other thing that struck me was I don't know how authentic 1960s of having two seniorish female scientists would have been. I genuinely don't know.
Oh, they had them in NASA.
Oh, I know that. I know that.
Wow,
I've seen
that's a bit
the
low.
figures 3 times.
Yeah.
Fantastic film. But I'm just saying, it just occurred to me. I genuinely don't know.
Oh, do you remember when the TVs had to warm up?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
It took for ages.
This.
You did like the static and everything.
Yeah. I say this.
There we go. They finally see some social commentary done right,
Properly. Yeah.
And it's why
Contextualized.
Sadako's point out it makes even more sense when you remember that bit of a backstory that Sadako pointed out about a friend being killed or being fired on by racists. And we never find out what the TV program is.
Oh yeah, there's Professor X. That was a big thing in the New Adventures raid. It was Professor X was the show they're about to announce, which is
because he said the next the first episode of it goes Duh.
Yeah, Dot.
Yeah, I know, but the official thing is Professor X, and then it's Professor X is, I think, kind of based on was it Sarah Jane Smith also wrote Target novels based on their stories, but I'm not sure if it's the same thing.
But it can't be. You can hear him say "Duh." Duh.
Yeah, if you get a chance, watch the extras. Because they go on for some other, they say something dark something. They do actually bring that up several times. Mention that several times. Also, the point I think we've missed it early on. One lovely single line, it was a throwaway line that was just put in, was I wish Bernard was here. Yes, but the British rocket group have got their own problems. Drags Doctor Who.
Right, right.
Straighten your tie, Sylvester. Look at you. Making a bloody show of this, honestly. Shocking. Top button undone. Can't take him anywhere. Anyone at home in the school? Daleks sat there doing nothing. I mean, they could have taken that away and studied it. Here we go, Rainbow Dalek. It's erect plunger.
Yeah, 1 second. I'm putting the Professor X stuff in the chat.
Ah.
Again, another. I mean, this has 3 just incredibly good cliffhangers. The story.
Yeah. This should have been the 20th.
Yeah, well, not still an episode.
25th.
Another special effect.
Oh, do you remember those heaters?
If in case anyone's is wondering, those little shields they've got on the wall there, they're supposed to be badges of various military units, which have they've hosted guests on or whatever. So that it would be the shield and motto, whatever, of a regiment, a unit, a squadron. My brain, I've just had one of those live stream brain farts because I can remember what they were called 5 minutes ago. You used to get them, you get an exchange between an American unit and a British unit or something, or most of them probably British units.
This is his greatest moment, I think. Well, one of the greatest moments.
Yeah.
Critic.
Yes. We should all our American colleagues. That's what a
Doing,
baseball bat is.
doing.
Sorry, Americans. I'm just not a sports person myself.
God, I was wishing that was my school when I was watching this. Brilliant crash with the.
Yeah.
Well, come to think of it, 4 weeks' time, I think, school reunion, where the nerd blows up the school and gets everybody,
Right.
Gets everybody cheesy after he's blown up the school. The girl goes, "Did you blow up the school?" I remember school being.
I remember my friends, like my normie friends, they just loved this cliffhanger.
The other thing I just noticed was, it's the plungers. They're not just sink plungers. They've actually got hard edge and slots, so they can actually turn controls.
Right, exactly. Yeah, well, that's the first time we saw it in this one, right?
Yes, I can't remember whether we've seen this or not, or if it's later on when the Doctor does exactly that. He takes one for the Dalek and you actually manipulate something rather than just being literally a sink.
Just going back to that cliffhanger there. It's like you got 3 Daleks coming at you, and they're just going exterminate, and they're not doing any exterminate. And she's crouching down. It's probably the best thing she could do because they're such close range. Can the guns actually point at that angle down?
Yeah, what? Maybe they'll just shoot. Well, okay.
But she's like, I mean, that's not a strategy, really.
I can't remember where I saw this, but the greatest pleasure a Dalek feels is when he fires his gun and he kills somebody, but to fire the gun they got to work themselves up, and it's the Dalek equivalent to a human ejaculating. So that's my take a couple of minutes to build up for him.
That explains the rainbow colour.
Marvelous.
Honestly, if you want the race really, then
you have to watch the Gay Daleks, Rabbi. It's brilliant. It's from TV Awful. It's all about that kind of stuff. Oh, it's so dodgy.
Well, no, you are you with us? You might have to step away for a couple of minutes. Shall we go straight into the next episode?
Yeah, walk away.
Has everybody got episode 3 queued up?
Hold on just a sec.
Yeah.
Yep.
But was it Karen exactly right? A badass ace with a bat. One of the reasons I thought she was cool. Exactly.
She was cool.
By the way, next week, if it's my choice, next week, why don't we do War Machines? Because this is one of the latest Doctor with the military. We'll do the first Doctor with the military.
Fair enough. That's a good episode and good story.
What's a Gay Dalek Unknown 289? I don't know, but we're going to look it up on YouTube later and find out.
Oh, it's brilliant. It's TV Awful. Victor, what's his name? I can't remember he used to write in The Guardian or something terrible, but very funny. No, not Victor. Victor Lewis Smith. That's it. Victor Lewis Smith.
Are we ready?
It was Victor Lewis
Smith.
Smith.
There?
Yep, ready.
Okay, let's do the countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Press play now.
It's a little bit like the galaxy.
When I first saw these visual effects, I didn't know what to make of it. Because I think we could see they were trying to be groundbreaking, and it was just like I was just thinking I've seen better on a computer game.
Well, not the computer game back then was. I remember the Doctor Who computer game from then. It was a ZX81 game, I think, or Spectrum.
God,
I remember my ZX81.
around this time, it was like Xenon Xenon 2 Mega Blaster or something.
Right.
Best accessory ever was the keyboard that you actually, the full-size 102 keyboard that ZX Spectrum literally slotted inside. You kind of almost expect her to duck so they shoot each other, don't you? The way they're lined up.
Ejaculate!
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah!
Oh, God, I'm
go.
never about to see a Dalek again the same way again.
Gotta love the glitter gun.
Right.
He's surprised when it's right.
They just sat there doing nothing. Nothing. They're having a Dalek circle jerk.
Don't hold the weapon by the
Not
magazine.
anymore.
Put it out when you fire it. Ugh. Oh, my early reference, they're the weapons that they use, the Sterling there. That's what that is literally what they use. All with the
Glitter guns.
No, the Sterling, the submachine gun. They were Star Wars blasters. The original Star Wars, that is a Star Wars blaster.
You don't see that very often, do you?
You don't.
That's like some hyped up Dalek on steroids.
Is it a Dalek or is it a macro with that claw?
You know, it's interesting. Yeah, the last Dalek story was the beginning of the Dalek Civil War. This is essentially the end.
Be interesting to work out the timeline of the Daleks, wouldn't it? Because there was a theory that the first Daleks you see in 1963 are actually the end of their evolution.
No, the evil of the Daleks is the end. The 63 ones were right at the beginning because they're still trapped in the city using static electricity. When they came out with Dalek Invasion of Earth, they put the dish at them back to explain.
They might have devolved, you see.
That could be.
They must, by definition, it must.
I've destroyed Daleks for Daniel. Sorry, Daniel.
Well, it's all his fault. He started it.
Well, that's true. That bloody Scottish Davros.
I know. He started it. There was
eradicated.
I saw something about Dalek history, where there's 2 or 3 different times when Doctor effectively changed history. Changed the Dalek history. So they reckon Genesis of the Daleks, he put the development back a few hundred years. The problem is it's all so convoluted and timey-wimey. There's one of the later episodes pre-actual Time War of Gallifrey, the Big Finish series. There's one bit where there's an extremely strong hint that Romana has the Fourth Doctor sent back to do the Genesis, and that starts the Time War.
Crikey, that's very convoluted.
Oh, I know, timey-wimey quite literally.
I hated that expression.
Oh, yeah. I can see why John Hurt called them childish.
Do you know how much jukeboxes cost, Doctor? That's going to take a lot to replace, quite honestly. Original 1950. I love that. How about like slop?
God, I can see the SJW having heart attacks.
Oh my God! This will be banned now. Oh no! Don't worry, because now they're going about white feminist privilege is now in jeopardy.
It's like the night after a revolution.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone gets put up against the wall. Yeah.
Has anybody seen? There's Sargon, I think, linked to a video back in the 80s of a KGB agent who defected, and then he's explaining how this works.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. Yeah, I've seen the full interview.
The one they didn't want, they weren't interested in the real true believers. They were interested in the useful idiots. The true believers were in the first against the wall.
Exactly.
I mean,
I love the fact that they couldn't afford to get an Omega symbol. So they got a number 3 door.
Yeah, we'll do the number 3. That now
yeah. No, I thought that's not Omega.
Oh, that's weird in your headphones, isn't it? That alarm.
Right.
I
couldn't know if this was full size of these were the Sevens models they were using instead.
The what?
Yeah, the Stuart Evans models, the kits they had out at the time.
Ah.
They used them in the previous story in Revelation.
Oh yes. The spare. Oh, because they had like a whole bunch of Daleks stolen or missing or something, didn't they?
Right.
You tell him, sister. Oh, she's great. She's so dramatic. I love it. Creepy kid. Creepy kid.
Yeah,
creepy kid.
And I like her little theme tune she has. And I had no idea. It's still surprising when they revealed that she was not Davros.
Yes, but it was. I used to have the cassette tape of the this season's music. Remember, there was a cassette release with all the incidental music, and it was awful. But the theme tunes were all on there as well. So.
This kid.
I remember Doctor Who Bulletin, DWB at the time. They were so super anti-JNT. They did this whole article about how awful the Dalek looked, this Emperor, which I quite like. You see, that's why I'm holding off, even though I'm sure this Chibnall Dalek's going to be awful. I'm just like, to be fair, I've got to wait till I see it.
It is a really big-headed Dalek Emperor, though. But then
your long career, if you had to work with kids,
I feel quite sorry for. Oh goodness me! My brain's gone dead. I haven't slept.
Oh, I am looking forward to going to bed. I'm tired already.
Which one?
Terry Malloy. I mean, if you look at his last Dalek story, he had that awful neck brace he had to spin around in.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And then he's in this thing doing the same thing, sort of. It must be so uncomfortable. Bless him.
Yeah, that's the line I wish Byrne was here. Leo said, have you...
Oh, they're going to have to cancel this episode because they got rid of the black actor who's behind the cafe. See, that's white supremacy right there. He was fired.
Well, all the Daleks are either white or black grey. What's to say, Lee? They say never work with kids. I don't know if you've worked with any.
Never worked with kids, children, and Daleks.
Yeah.
Or dogs and Daleks.
The girl here, she's really good. I mean, if you go back, I know, Rabbi, if we go back to when we did our Tomorrow People stream, if you remember what Nick Young in particular said about children, he wasn't impressed with many of the kids he ended up working with, but this girl here she was quite good.
I think they really underdeveloped the neo-Nazis in this. They should have had like uniforms or something, like to unveil themselves and start marching down the street or something.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
I just love the way that Sir McCoy is just owning the role now.
Oh yeah, it's very comfortable.
Right.
Yeah.
He's worked it out. Is this Cartmel sort of influence?
Yeah, exactly.
On this
Him and they totally mesh together.
Yeah.
Why they wear one of the Russian style helmets though?
Omega.
Yeah, Kieran, the Quakermass ones, they are. I'm gonna have to go back and watch those again as well.
People have the nerve to say.
And the Pit is the thing that we all should be watching now.
Yes.
Because,
Yes.
it's polemic against this herd mentality.
Yes.
Now, people who support this era say that this story was was a retcon nightmare. This was a real continuity. Blah, 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 blah.
No, again, it wasn't. If you understand, this was like it's an honest. They got continuity wrong in a bunch of ways, but they were honestly just trying to like.
Well, this was before the VHS. This was before the VHS of releases
exactly
of the Doctor Who era.
Well, exactly. I will say this is really the dawn of the VHS. I was just getting into the bootlegs, I think, at this time. But I probably just got Invasion before this.
Well, my school Doctor Who club had my history teacher was our Doctor Who club ringleader, and he used to be a member of Phoenix, which was a branch of the Doctor Who fan club, and he brought in all these video nasties of classic Doctor Who stories, and they were like copies of copies. I know.
Such a great.
Some black and white John
Cybermen DVD. There's such a great documentary about called Checks, Lies, and Videotape.
Oh, brilliant!
And it was. I was right there. That was right my era.
Yeah. That's what we had at school. That's how we got to know about the third Doctor, the first Doctor, the second Doctor, and all these things. It was great. We were so lucky. That's the only reason I chose that god awful school in the first place.
Trey, let me get this right. You were there at the beginning of the third act. Sorry, at the VHS Age of Mankind, were you?
Yes, I was exactly.
It's practically the Stone Age now, isn't it? Advance.
I trust at least Rabbi got the reference.
How are they going to fit? Are these new Daleks remote controlled? The anorexic ones, do we know?
No, I think they're all like people in there.
Is Noel asleep?
I don't know.
I don't know. We've actually managed to keep him quiet, so I hope he's okay.
Me and Rabbi just incessant talking.
I was on those couple of times I've been on stage with Mr. CDDV in the States, who's
the motorbike helmet girl who's creepy.
I can be a little bit like that at times if I get going about something enthusiastic. I half joke about my lectures, which we talk about history.
It was like 85 when they started coming out, I think.
It's like a cracking from George Saw there. Is it him or is it Waxwork?
I love the time controller. It's like I've got one of those.
All I can say
not as big, mind.
Don't let any deer furries near it because you know what she'll do.
Ooh, mysterious plasma ball of destiny.
The 80s version of the lava lamp. Well, there was
right.
in the Daleks. The thing is, they were I think partly because of the ground, but they were actually on these little tripod dollies rather than loads of casters. And they're literally, those sort of wheels are like balls.
Yeah.
There's 3 orange balls in a tripod shape, which is why they're wobbly, because there's only one ball in the middle at the front, which of course is.
They do look like they're waddling, don't they? The waddling Daleks.
They do, yeah, bounce along.
It's like they've had a bit too much of their supper.
Yeah.
Not like the new anorexic Daleks, I dare say. They're probably too weak to move.
Yeah.
So, oh, not today. I'll exterminate tomorrow. I can't be asked.
Oh, me too. Yes.
Oh, I've got a migraine today. No exterminating for me. I'm going to stay at home, watch Emmerdale.
That's going to give you a migraine if nothing else will.
Does soy milk give you enough energy to actually produce a blaster power,
Daleks. Pesky Daleks. I do like that trunk, I must say.
Mm.
I'd have it.
Yeah, it is a nice plasma.
I tell you what, look, from that angle, I'm getting an Indiana Jones vibe from the Ark of the Covenant.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, I hear that.
Mind you, I actually suspect that V probably is in the seat of the bar that knows where the real Ark of the Covenant is.
So I'm just looking it up. The first VHS release was like the budget one, the $9.99 was like about a month after this.
Ah, there you go.
You had Talons of Wen Chiang and Terror of the Zygons came out in November of '88.
Yeah, I think that's what I thought. They were like late 80s, early 90s. I think they were very, very far and few between every few years or something, wasn't it, at first?
Right.
I don't think they ever released the full set in VHS either.
Oh, they did? No, they did.
They did?
Yeah. These beautiful Andrew Skilleter covers they were doing for a long time.
Oh, yeah.
The Unearthly Child cover is just gorgeous.
Well, all he does is just move his hands up.
Coming up right now.
I
Love this. Oh, I love this card.
I don't think his hands are. I don't think his upper body's moved. I think he's doing a river dance. He's staying still and only his legs are walking.
I love that. I love his sign.
Is that his name?
In Dalek, apparently, yes.
Yeah.
The oncoming storm.
Do. It's really disco now.
Doing his best in.
It's like pure techno, like do. So hip and trendy, down with the kids. Yeah, man.
I'm looking at the Wikipedia page. It says John Leeson did a voice in this. Really?
Must be one of the Daleks.
Oh, it must be the time controller. I mean, the Dalek controller, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, I bet it is. I
like that sort of rather ex-World War II military effect on Army Circus effect on the cover there. Probably did have a lot of the stuff in the early 60s would have been shirtless.
Oh, he was. Yeah. I just read that John Leeson was the voice of the creepy girl when she was the controller.
Right.
Nah, I did not know that until now. My favourite TARDIS. I'll go.
I'm just looking up what movies were playing in 1963.
Seems like School Bricks managed to withhold Dalek blast. So if you're ever in, like, if there's ever a Dalek invasion, just head to the nearest school brick building. You'll be fine. You lying bastard. You toe rag.
I was
A little bit cringe acting.
I caught the end of Blue's stream early on, where she actually watched Dr. Falls and Doubleville, and they were saying that, and in the chat they're talking about really hating this where all the doctors used to get beaten, get slapped, and I said, you know, you compare that to Clara, to the situation here where Ace, she just found out what this guy's done. It would be well within her character to clock him one, but she doesn't. You know, she does it all with voice, whereas these days, turn and clock him one.
Daleks do look quite fat, don't they, in this?
They do.
Yeah.
Chunky Daleks. Well-fed Daleks.
Yeah. Body positive Daleks.
Yes, that's correct. That's the correct term. We won't go petrol bomb your house now. I was always jealous of Ace's Blue Peter badge. I never had one.
Yes.
Not let me fit in here. Love it.
I was saying in the extras,
Love it.
apparently, Ben Aronovich, when he wrote this, he expected them to have a sort of a little model, basically an egg box or something similar, a little model, and he didn't know. They called him on set, and he didn't know why.
I love that. Breaking the fourth wall.
Yes.
There.
Yeah, I thought, is he or is he not breaking? You know, it's really well done. They said apparently that what he actually did was they didn't tell Ben Aronovich that they actually got a full scale one and they loaned it in with a flipping great boom.
Freaking awesome.
Yeah. Oh.
No, you still with us, mate?
No. Nolly poos.
All right. Yeah, fine. So, I think let's plow forward to the last part. I mean, this is like great.
So he's just
right?
back in 2 minutes in chat, and now he said yep. So he. I've just noticed there were 2 minutes in chat, but for some reason the private chat ones aren't timed.
All 14 episodes? There's 4 episodes. You're killing me. Sophie, there's 4 episodes. We're not doing the full season. There's only 12 episodes in the season as well.
No, that's the Daleks Master Plan, I think you're thinking of. Or the
really?
Daleks Master Plan is 14, Sophie.
Well, I'm kind of glad that it might be gone, so we don't have to watch the whole thing on Saturday night.
Or you may be thinking of the War Games. The
War Games is what, 10 episodes?
War Games is a long one. Yeah, that's the Patrick Troughton departure storyline.
Right. Okay, are we ready?
Hold on.
I am. Is everyone else ready in the chat? Are we good to go? Let us know.
Yeah, of course the Daleks are fat. The food in the 60s wasn't that health conscious. It was bacon bodies.
Fast food was becoming big business back then. Especially on Scaro.
Been gorging on Big Macs.
Yeah, I had a McScaro. McDarlick. Yeah, double McDarlick and cheese.
Okay.
Quiet.
How are we doing there, Colin? You ready?
I'm okay, but Sadarko's just asked for toilet break. Do we want to give him 5 minutes?
Okay, fine. We'll do
We
that.
have done 3 episodes straight through. So.
Brave bladders, everybody. Brave bladders.
Indeed.
or coffee jars.
Yeah. I only had one coffee today.
I was going to say gentlemen have some advantages over ladies, but we won't go into them.
Yes. Probably best not.
Although these days there are. I mean,
why do you wear tennis? Tennis?
No.
Tennis?
Have
you got a pad on?
No, I was going to say that there is a thing called, and I believe it's called a shiwi.
Oh, right, yes.
Yes. And it does.
One of those, do you?
It does. I don't need one.
Are you sure?
Alternatively, I have, but it's part of my plumbing.
Does it come with a pump?
I've really, I tell you, weird thing. My reenactment group, one of our dance instructors, all our dance instructors are ladies, and one of the dance instructors, there's one dance where you do a swish and you move your hips in a swishing motion.
Oh, you sexy beast!
Oh yes. Well, she literally says, as if she's got. I mean, the way she looks, for gents, as if you are watering the grass. And you can do it with a shiwi. Ladies can do it as well.
Well, there you go.
But I really don't want. I'm not going to go into too much detail because we don't really want to get full Noel.
I think we're past the point now. I think we've gone there and gone through the other side.
Keep walking.
Keep
I'm
marching
watching.
on.
Haven't had anything to add. Bloody hell, we've actually managed to get Noel with nothing to say.
I know.
What was I going to say? Sadago24 says he is. He sounds like he's ready.
Ready to go.
I mean, we're talking about Spag Bowl, so hopefully that means he's finished.
I want some Spag Bowl now. Make me Spag Bowl.
Yeah.
Actually, I can unfreeze some in the fridge because I make a lovely sauce. I do. True.
I'll be saying that Trial of a Time Lord was 14 episodes. It was, but it was broken down into
4 stories.
Effectively.
Yeah.
So, but the only other, I'm trying to think, they did that. Key to Time was a bit like that as well, wasn't it? But Key
to Time was more. There were separate stories.
I
Yeah.
It's what I know. I know people have problems with it, and there's some people who kind of write that that season off. But I really love it.
The good and bad stories in it. Okay, shall we get started, everyone? I think we're ready to get started, right?
Daniel's about to fall into a coma.
Yeah. I'm starting on going to bed.
Okay.
When I'm at a wedding and I want to leave, I tell my wife, I'll take my pants off in 30 minutes. So it's either here or at home.
Vamos.
Yes, it's time. I can do the easy way or hard way, I tell her. Fine, okay.
said the rabbi to the actress.
3, 2, 1. Press play.
I don't know what's going on. What's going on? That's a very purple galaxy. It's very nice.
I'll be back in like 2 minutes, guys. Okay?
Yes. Yes, I'll hold the fort.
You hold the
fort. Bit red faced there, Sylvester. I'm a bit silver faced now. It's a bit winky.
Very perfect there as well. It must be Royal Who.
Oh yeah. Oh, I've got this volume down. That's no good, is it? She's so authoritative.
Mm.
Yeah.
I must admit, I actually prefer the countermeasures audios to the later modern unit ones. I like the unit ones, but I do think in some ways that the countermeasures ones are.
I didn't like the battlefield unit. I just thought they looked wrong.
No, I mean, I'm thinking on Big Finish.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've only sort of been delving into the Spotify ones because, well, they're free.
Blue berets?
What was that?
You don't like the blue berets of the Battlefield?
No, it's far too on the nose, I thought.
They do seem to change their uniforms quite a bit for UNIT as well.
It's probably what they had left over from.
People in the military were very happy with the blue berets because that was much more accurate.
Yeah, I know, but I didn't like it. It was too UN-y.
Blue berets are UNIT are NATO peacekeeping forces or UN peacekeeping forces are blue berets.
This landing craft thing is absolutely incredible. But the trouble is, when they break into it, you see the walls are about an inch thick.
Yes, I know. It's like it's made of paper. Maybe it's
maybe they like all that trouble. They just had to put a bit of a lip on it. It would have been fine. Like I really want to
special metal. Must be a special metal and a special force field or something.
That's like titanium something.
But then they just crash right through that thing like it's nothing. It's really weird.
I've actually been watching some videos recently about painting miniatures and doing scenery and that sort of thing. I mean, although obviously it's different things. I know what you mean. You do sort of see the metal things. You think,
Oh, it's typical, isn't it? Like, you like a guy and it turns out he's a massive Nazi racist. That's unfortunate. But really? he's a handsome racist. I was going to say that.
And I have to say, I think this is... I can't think of a better... I mean, not since Evil of the Daleks, and I think this is better than Evil of the Daleks, of like Dalek war, better than these things, right? These are fantastic.
I love the special weapons.
Bollocks!
Get him! Come on, get in there, son!
Energy weapons.
Come on, you white and golds. That sounds wrong if I said, "Oh, come on, you white."
Yeah.
Come on, you greys. I mean, that's what they are.
There was a lot of missing, given they were supposedly computer-guided energy weapons, which are basically light weapons. Trying to miss with a laser goes exactly where you point it.
Sadako 24 Meta says it's an SJW love tragedy.
Who did the design work on this? Is it Mike Tucker?
What on the special weapons, Dalek?
Yeah, I'm trying to look it up right now. I mean, all this is just like such classic Doctor Who. Him like getting into the Dalek craft.
I wouldn't bloody do it. Tell you that.
Well, that looks like that speed roll on that. Which one's actually?
The umbrella.
Yeah.
Yes, you're mad. Why are you doing this? I love that. And that's definitely him doing just kick it in, that's why. That's definitely him doing the stunt by the looks of it.
Oh, there we go. For some strange reason, I've managed to hit my times two, so it's going right fast.
I just like this. So clever, just using fiber optics, and they just really killed it with it. Fantastic. Nailed it.
Yeah.
Simple solutions. I mean, it's just the way you kick that panel in, though. I mean, really?
Right. Again, if they just had it another, like, like a few inches to make it look like more of a...
I know.
Trying to see who's assigned to.
I'm sure I've seen greenhouses with more security than that. Sexy racist.
Okay, so this story went over budget by £13,000. It doesn't seem like a huge amount, even in '88. And from that, because of that, he was barred from directing again.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh. Could have spent a few extra quid on a bit of more polystyrene to pad out that panel. Just a little
Exactly.
bit. How much polystyrene does it cost? How much does it cost to get?
Obviously, the umbrella must have had an automatic return function to get up so they could all come down the ladder one by one.
I've still got mine, but one of the spokes broke on it, so I can only carry it and not put it
That
up.
looks like a long jump she just went on.
Yeah.
What is the trampoline at the bottom?
No, she broke her ankle into 16 places. It's well documented. Wobble, wobble, wobble.
What have we got? Has he just been caught by the Daleks?
Looks, yeah.
No, I was a little bit behind, but I could fiddle with the speed of the playback for some reason.
Those doors.
Probably like hell out there, aren't they? Blimey.
I mean, that should have broken his brolly in two.
Well, maybe it's like a Omega device, enhanced Broly.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Why he didn't do that, I don't know. Ooh, creepy.
Taking your knee, I see that.
No idea I'm a physicist.
Oh, you're ahead of us.
Oh, sorry.
You're ahead of me by about 10 seconds.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just at the point where the girl's doing. Yeah, got the been checked out now. Cool.
Yeah, because I clicked mine to stop by accident, so I was a bit behind, so I got too far ahead.
By the way, that cut just now from blowing up the gate to going to a different angle and using the smoke in between, freaking awesome.
Yeah.
Really good direction.
No, yeah, gates just went up just now.
Oh, bit of Davros Emperor power thing.
Yeah. They're big into like the electric coming out the hands.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm definitely a bit behind.
Wallop. Poof. See ya. there's these strong female scientists, you know, and
they have to flip everything.
Relegated to carrying stuff. That's going to get
banned. I was going to say we need more women in STEM. Or we could carry with equipment.
Well, you know, if you want to help out, you know, no one's going to patronise you. You carry that heavy telly.
Yeah. They wouldn't complain if you asked the man to do it, would they?
Well, there you are. Piling blobs with bits added. She can make nitrate, yeah, but she can't talk proper.
Right.
I love his face when he says that. That's them doing an immediate withdrawal.
Yes. No
Very
rush.
immediate. Yeah.
They're putting on a first class stamp because they're in a hurry.
Poor Mike.
Yeah, I think you're a little bit biased in his favour, quite frankly.
Sorry?
I think you're a bit biased in his favour, right?
I know, it's so sad.
Give him anything.
Now, when I watched this just the other, I think it's a few weeks ago, but I was like, oh, who's he? What else is he in? And I went and checked, and it's like, oh, he's dead. It's just like, no, it's tragic. He was only 30 when he died. I don't know if they've got room for all that stuff in there.
Maybe it's we see Daleks ships have been what was it
Transcendentally thingy.
yeah, whatever.
The gay clubs in East London in 1989 must have been a bit dry ice free back in the day. So there's a shortage.
This is weird. I watched this earlier on my TV. It was fine. I was trying to watch on the telly beforehand, and it kept jumping a little bit. It's doing it again now. For some reason, my TV's not quite being fired properly. Yeah, there's
Oh, I bet you do, love.
I'm trying to remember what all the lines were because I've got it on mute because I'm playing it on the TV, and unfortunately the earphones I'm using got a built-in speaker, which is why I'm feeding back. Normally I do it the other way around. I've got a lot of earphones I'm having, and I'm watching if I'm not actually on sleep or so.
I love this bit.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
I'm just a bit where he's wiring up the camera, so I don't know if I'm a bit ahead of you or behind you.
Don't give away when it says Doctor.
We all know he's bluffing here, anyway.
I love Terry Malloy's Davros. I really do. Oh.
It's a weird door.
Yeah, it's a bit 80s, isn't it?
I mean, it's just like a weird face of a psychotic acid bunny rabbit.
Well, again, it depends on the acid you've been taking at the time, but I can see you going that way, yeah.
It's freaking me out. Oh, hello. Oh, Mike.
No, you're not.
Technology. See, Davros was doing the whole head mic thing long before Madonna made it cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was first. Hey. Well, Sylvester McCoy is smoker. His teeth are brown.
I must have. Yeah, well, it must be.
His hair's very brown there as well. Maybe because I'm not used to seeing that wearing the hat. Maybe.
Yeah, this is just a great story. I'm sorry. This is, again, it's there's very little I can complain about on it.
I know. It's definitely one of my absolute favourite Sylvester McCoy stories. Right. And it's got Mike in it, so biased. It's a bit unfortunate. Oh dear. Oh. So that's a lot darker than Tom Baker's Fourth Doctor. It's like, should I not really? Can I? No. It's like, yeah, just blow it up.
Tom Baker, shall I just blow up the Dalek tanks? Shall I? I'll blow up
yeah. Just blow the whole planet up.
Destroy the whole system. And of course, give him just enough time to escape.
Right, exactly. Even though you they never brought him back again because until the what's it, Jonah's End. Yeah. And then it was heavily implied he was like some kind of cloned or regened or something.
Yeah, I don't like all that.
Oh, yeah.
Although I do like when they brought it back, they gave him the robotic hand.
Yes. Yeah, it made sense.
I thought that was a pretty good.
Although I do miss his withering clawy.
Didn't
not the door.
Colin Baker shoot that off last week? Wasn't it? Didn't someone shoot that hand off in the last
that door?
Yeah, that was Orsini shot it off.
Yeah.
You see the whole staircase move. Oh no, Mike! Kiss of life, right here for you.
Again, this is such a defining moment for this Doctor. He basically talks the Dalek to death.
Should have just given the Dalek an interview with Chibnall. That would have done it.
Well, let's put it this way. That's all Jodie would do, would talk him to death.
Oh,
yeah,
God.
Really, yeah. The Daleks would kill themselves rather than talk to Jodie. That makes a lot of sense.
See, all the Seventh Doctor has to do is say, you will go to 2020 and you will watch Jodie Whittaker and Doctor Who. You'll watch all the episodes on the loop. No!
You win, Doctor.
Oh, that face of that miserable face.
She is really
good. You actually feel sorry for this, Dalek.
Right.
Put me a little bit in
mind. It's like I need orders. It's like what story was that one again? I need orders. Someone, I need orders. Give me orders.
Oh, that was Dobby Dalek.
Yes, I think so.
There you go, Rainbow Dalek.
Yeah, Rainbow Dalek.
I think what it also reminded me of is, in, I think it's Mud's Women in the original Star Trek series, where Kirk's blows the robots, my God, there's the two identical ones, and he said, you are don't, no, it's not that, it's when he does the robot that have been pretending to be also on his ship, and he does something, and he does some sort of logic loop that makes the robot free. It's similar to what there's a dark now, I think. This last book bit here.
But I bet she went to Italia Conti or something atrocious like that. Precocious. Oh, Mike, no, Mike.
Oh, I'm just up to where she comes to the kids now.
To dust.
Just a bit.
Brilliant. He's cold in this episode.
Well, I mean,
The Doctor.
The whole Seventh Doctor was quite a manipulator, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
A three-dimensional chess player.
Yeah. Well, was it?
Ruthless.
Five-dimensional, three-dimensional.
Four-dimensional in his case.
Better four-dimensional player than Trump. Well, I'm sure, I've got a feeling it was one of the, I've not read many of the Eighth Doctor novels, but I've got a feeling it was the first one of those, with the Eight Doctors, where at one point, one of them, quite literally, after the adventure's over, goes back in his own timeline and leaves notes for himself.
Oh yes, yeah, I do remember
I
that.
need to do.
I think that's the Eighth Doctor.
Yeah, I did that, but I definitely remember that. Okay, so let's get scores from everybody in the chat. Let's see what everybody thinks. Give it scores out of 10. You know what? I'm gonna give this a 10. I think this is one of the best episodes of Doctor Who, the best stories they've done. I think I might even prefer it to Genesis of the Daleks. It's actually better than I remember it.
I'd give it a 9.5, but I'm going to give it a 10 because it's got Mike in it.
I give it.
You pushed it over the edge. Actually, I'll give him 20.
I give it a 9.5. I'll give it a 10, but I'll give it a 9.5 because it's got Mike in it.
Well, I'm going to give him 10.5.
That's only fair and logical. I can't argue with you.
I think I'm sitting at 9.5 because it's really, really good. There's some little bits in there that I think just were a bit overacting, perhaps.
Yeah, it's a bit hammy and like. I mean, that's the thing.
I mean, especially someone like George Sewell. But yeah, definitely 9.5.
Oh, listen, that's nothing to sniff at, is it?
Oh no.
If you want to give us your score, if they're here or in the chat, we'll be happy to hear. And while we're waiting on that, so next week's story I think is going to be War Games. Up to me, it's War Games. I guess it'll be War Games. We're going to see Ben and Polly. We'll see the Doctor with Doctor with the military. I think for the first time. Let me think. So I think that would be. And listen. Can I ask you if you haven't subscribed, please everybody subscribe to the channel and to mine as well. For that matter, I want most of you. Just don't
bother subscribing to mine. I got Sodder on there anyway. So apart from some old music stuff.
Well, listen. If you guys ever have channels, then let us know. We will get people to subscribe. What was I going to say? A small channel announcement for me. I got a job on. I got to get this illustration finished. So if anybody leaving comments may not get a reply for the next couple of days. I may do a like or a heart, one of the two, because I'm like, I've really got to put some time into this. It's because I'm so behind. Not as good as Dark Eyes, said Daniel. 10 out of 10 says Derek McManus. What else we got? We got 20 from Sophie Castwell. You are correct, Sophie. I can't argue with you. Jules Sherwood says 9. Sophie is now between 8 and 9. Unknown 289 is a 10. Super John is a 10. Super John is what? What makes you both Super and a John? That's an interesting name. Sadako24 says a 9. The Dalek has Sith powers. Yes, he does.
Well, you can't be a Super Brian, really.
No, I think it's a Super John. Yeah.
Or a Super
Well, no,
T.
John is the name that I saw somebody who frequents Leaders of the Night. So are you a Super?
No, he's clearly the original Tomorrow person upgraded to one. He's not just John, he's Super John.
And there's Noel. Noel's giving us his score.
Hey.
There he is. Where are you? Are you still online? What's going on?
I think he is, but he was.
What's happening?
He said he's okay in the private chat. He's obviously.
No, listen, whatever it is, it's fine. Like, Bobby D. French. Listen, I'm going to have to go in a minute. No, I hope your mother has a speedy recovery. My father had a stroke a number of years ago, and it takes you out of you. But amazingly, it's the sort of thing that people just get better from nowadays. Having a stroke now is kind of like having a bad cold in 1960s was. It's really bizarre. So, like, I wish your mother a very speedy recovery. I'm sure everyone. Please, everybody, can you like the screen? The stream? Can you share it? Can you subscribe if you're not subscribed? If you are subscribed, you are subscribed. You're still subscribed. And I'm gonna bow out. I'm gonna say good night to everybody. Good night. Good night, Brother Bing.
Good night, dear Rabbi.
Oh, Brother Bing.
Yes.
Are we going to stream together about the Alan Moore thing?
Yes, I still haven't watched it. When are you thinking?
I'm trying to sort of gather my pieces. Okay,
yep, whenever you're ready.
Whenever you're ready. Good night, everybody.
Good night, sir.
Good night.
Shalom. And there we have it. So Noel's saying good night.
Talking of classics, does anyone know if there are decent copies of the Yeti and Web of Fear?
I think Web of Fear was recently released, or is going to be, isn't it? I think so. Anyway, Noel's finishing up, so we're just going to say we're going to say goodnight. I've never ended someone's stream before, so this will be my first. So thank you very much for coming along. Thanks to Noel for hosting us. I hope everything goes well with your mum, Noel, and we're thinking of her. And thank you as well to the Rabbi, and thank you as well to Colin and myself. I'm thanking myself. I have no reason to. Neither do you. Thank you. 11 out of 10. Love it. Okay. Take care, everyone. Goodbye and good night. And don't forget to subscribe.